Also, all players when they leave Manchester United succeed. Rasmus Højlund, Rashford, and Anthony. I don't know what Manchester United has on coach. Meaning, as we say about players, old players, and the pundits out of the Domo can, and I feel rude hullet, and so didn't know about Betum. Because we sure we can cram Sunday of Champions League games now.
Okay, do you know? Assassin we some artists say they all can ba. Number one, players, which clubs are they playing for? Important. Which managers are they working under? Important. Again, players no rule on the field of play situation. Let us say. So, do the many people we eka sansem way obi te San Anthony. Nansen ya Scott McTominay. Yeka Rasmus Højlund, Marcus Rashford. Some players who the men can question. When Sabista is playing well for Borussia Dortmund as well. The players win about Manchester United on performance na answering, but the moment on movie on what they boss when. Do you know number one? We mamini Rashford the anen tonchen me baba bi chirim di nti emi na tonchen. Offer Manchester United as a club. Said you eno no ye. Tima. Say oh ba the spotlight unya. The media attention unya. The level of analysis ebeba game before and after games is different. Man United so bawa coach friend Ruben Amorim Beka say in all the years he spent in Portugal, I was Sporting Lisbon. Oba England press conferences are so chair the number of years I would do here I was Sporting Lisbon and check the number of years I will be the Manchester and one. It tells you the pressure club now we more demand deba. So for a bit to say Rasmus Højlund 35 matches on the 3 goals Man United. But so here a team my friend in Napoli in 5 matches was 3 goals. So you the pressure in Napoli and the pressure Man United they are not the same. How many people and discussing Napoli games? The expectation of Rasmus Højlund or Napoli at say the demand of Rasmus Højlund or Napoli at say ask yourself Scott McTominay the best player in the Italian Serie A last season. This is a team that work Kevin De Bruyne. Ask yourself say you say Rasmus Højlund is a Napoli krelu sumata why never ko boni dinya ko ba bonechi arostino athletino all platforms pressure no of him because KDB wa said you pressure name also at said the because KDB so. Now you talk about and then Napoli too, he's working under an experienced manager, a winner in Antonio Conte, who knows how to get the best out of players. So him Conte ye pa. Until again the pressure, the players around, the demand of the club and coach or coaches at him ye key. Then you go to Obiti San Antonio. Said Anthony Sika omo de to no na so. O he skill set na o de ba Man United na so me kai man you get back. E no decide say ne ball na ya o di twa ne ho no. Obeye back. O yes up style na fans ni nyina bu no. Anthony enya the confidence anya bi bio. That was the end of Anthony of Manchester United. Yen hwe issues Anthony come in terms of a massemu. The confidence level ni na drop it. Oh yeah. Then you move Anthony to Real Betis. Say the Real Betis on party now that one. And then now we play now more demand for that club there. Say Real Betis bon match no mulu so how they call discuss. Why they call waste the time?
Pressure be anyhow.
Pressure be anyhow. Again, who is the coach of Anthony? Manuel Pellegrini, experienced manager. You are no free. You talk about Marcus Rashford. Say Joe, what for Rashford? Rashford I didn't know yet and run. I will be also yarding. Say a man you no more boss about no mulusu ye na on topic for discussion. And one step over and on ma excellent assists. You really know. Now Barcelona lose by 2 goals to 1. Say you players ben your bomb in Barcelona. La mi yaba. Pedri. Sa players win will be a sere. Frankie Dion in will be a sere. Say Casa Tentia Barcelona fans aka any the media. Pedri is the best midfielder in the world in United said you and no be who way. Sa 3 players win no be kuku omo, obi a church omo. Nobody is talking about Marcus Rashford. But Sadia no here na so you Manchester. Now when you lose match ya, nobody will talk about the other players around. Obi Ankoka mad. Obi Ankoka ko bi manu. Obi Ankoka other players etise Mazrai any Dogomo. They will talk about Marcus Rashford because he's the front liner. Only player one ball club not what the experience will be expect say obi team a performing into Ophelia or no be a bekan wasn't. But in Barcelona, you know, Rashford or Tibent or Barca will be on concern. Obian wasn't. Again, he scored 2 against Newcastle United, assisted in the game against Paris Saint-Germain. Coach there why it is Hansi Flick, another winner, another experienced manager. It is a joke. Apart from Rashford, or club as demanding or here results are hold the Ulusuma to be a bobo watching. Players now ye can me bobo, you know. So they are playing for a less pressure club. Mr. Sabista about Dortmund Omulusuma any news normal Obian discussing. But in Manchester United, just one move measured. Oko shop measured. Okuntokwa measured. Onu obenya asem measured. There's always pressure on you to perform. Into the demand for the club no is different from all these clubs that these players are playing for. Into apart from Rashford and even Rashford the crowd genoa medica say Barcelona ye won crofo ho asa anko yia o mudina ye bebo ye mo Rashford di. Into say o boss a club na say do o environment a wonya peace pressure bia ma di obetimi aye bia no oh yeah now they are support to others. But in Manchester, if you have Rashford as your number 9, then everything should be centered around Rashford and people expect him to lead the line. Into the pressure at Man United and the pressure in Dortmund, pressure in Real Betis, pressure in Napoli, they are not the same. It is the reason why I said you so no one year experienced manager, 1 year consistent team said you no one team and 2 new mind in a year. You struggle on Manchester United. So for me, it is about the demand and it's about the pressure of the club.
Okay. My name is Dog number 2 was anymore. Yeah.
Many and the
also a bump MP.
Yes. And my big cry drink because he said another team has the team been cursed. Adentina boys no hormone to me more. Or I'm baby I no more to me about. I think say any man and the Abubosu in Amene are doing 100%. One, the pressure and the demands at Manchester United is basically different from the pressure in those clubs now. Omukono thriving. The good number of players are in big teams. Pressure, almost responsibilities almost are to deliver. And I think say Enuna and the Abubosu. Rashford now can luckily for him, he's not the main man at Barcelona. Nkrofokrano, I think he has even over exceeded amount for expectation. Per the na oye no man you any oko Barcelona wako no, so there's not much pressure over there. You can even extend it to Michel Sabista and even Amrabat, Soufiane Amrabat, and all those guys. Clearly, Manchester United team number form, but the expectation by the fans remains at the top. Journalists are near
Right. Yes, sir. Many games na say Olympic Stadium or one na unim say PSG bit matwa Barcelona kwa some 2-1. O drain that without some of their key players.
You know, na me hunu say bad.
Yeah.
But Anopano over here, so Franco Naro was sure. So Bisa Fabian Ruiz and Vintina will start. Per my report, na me too sure, and especially meaning say PSG team no say do. Say fano in terms of almost strength. A almost a goalkeeper on here, McQueen was a leader. But in terms of the attacking play, almost 2 playmakers in attacking, and Vintina, Nuno Mendes, and then Ashraf Hakimi. Now, it drew why I'm saying that. For control, it is Vintina. But Sejo, no Dembele, no Kvaratskhelia, no Desiree Doué, no Joao Neves, no Marquinhos Korea. 5 key players. Very important. Let me say bad. But me who was around when I saw the Barcelona back line. Gerard Martin said you. Eric Garcia. Kubasi. Me who yana me yamo shame said Debbie. coach no em say Hansi Flick ade obeye ne last year no e broba sani bia nti ase so nti o matiri mu dawru animu because ejo Champions League night dey o mu say PSG attack na no nje but Gerard Martin ni Kubasi ne ejo Erigasi amode coach bia wa bent say Luis Enrique all players obetimi hit you on the break obebre so I agree it is a Barcelona home PSG a very good record and was a Franco Naro kind make the famous Mbappe hat-trick alongside Moise Kean go on himself for one make and the Champions League semi-final now Sergio Dortmund ebe yi PSG from the quarter final Rafinha one of the players ekonya red card Naro konya red card coach di Lamine Yamal free no make that game but with that attack Mbaye Mbuyulu and then Bakola now Luis Enrique saying ya kukodua sa benche Lee and then Goncalo Ramos that's a do derby me who say he came for Barcelona almost 30 game no me saw the Lamine Yamal here in the first 10 minutes na me who say Barca will come to the party but again it is Luis Enrique na almost a couple of Ferran Torres were any mono not just almost a boy PSG backline because say experience Lewandowski he comes in with maturity experience class but Ferran Torres no with pace and also pressing so high and he makes yourself obricate experience between the backline Ediama and I said you who say I feel there Barcelona for not taking control Lamine Yamal yen skill no but after that the skill now domino Lamine afi na game no or confirm because Nuno Mendes close no until Marcus Rashford a mistake from Vitinha ne kura ball no the pass ne chair and I said you ball ne ba be di Barcelona have 2 quick passes Rashford etimi locate Ferran Torres as a Joe Ferran Torres this is a Trivela from Lamine Yamal and about Trivela ne twice and a back on
Ferran trademark Sisi saa yi na enye common man bi mu
enye man da bi eti
say general the left no wadane no left and right saa leg krona no bona say o the left body in steps ne bebo the enke say o the right ne bo no o the left na the achiri no ebebo nti ne left no the bot say the other right table and o the no asa bot say the other left table and obobo ni yesu
you know, this is the ball, and I hear Vitinha ball on the side, and locate Rashford locate Ferran Torres, first goal for AFC Barcelona, and a game 18 equate. But so okay, and Barca came in the first half. They were closing the spaces, taking control over the game. They were quick in their transition, and no more make sure say at least they be around through the vital area of Tima, your friend PSG. But in the course of the game, and you must sign. So I'm making sure say Lamine Yamal ajibo bi overload no because the new guys that no more up front no more supported in terms of the defending nti Lamine ajibo bi no more close and overload that space and the moment ombe decide say go attack no they have Nuno Mendes and omosawo Achraf Hakimi and you know the interesting thing is say Nuno Mendes now all tackle the most important player within the Barcelona setup in terms of the attack. On only moment acting as a playmaker, he's playmaking. She baby or J born. Said you on acting as a playmaker. Into a fullback, she baby or J born for encourage kakra. Not she baby or pick a ball now the buyer, yes. Into halfway. What you don't see Vitinha, you don't see Fabian Ruiz, Nuno Mendes Nesaba again. So important to the attacking play. First goal. And
the Kubasi are there. Last pass.
One. That's the first pass and the crowd DJ ball in the
So boy, yes, any serious defender will intercept the pass.
Straight away. Any serious defender will intercept it. I agree. In Tiahano Wanyadi. So it tells you the poor positioning of the centre backs. Or the Roger Bono, the 2 centre backs. No, Baby no Mudina. Not baby and not striker no Sujina. Or the house how then an echo. Just striker and then but look at his position. 2 center backs in now flat and straight away.
When you say move to the left, not or call left no more. Don't the ball not thrown in chair and the pass no. Not heading so rubber back.
Yeah.
More really. And he over blame there, but also no or call this side.
Kubasi there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking about the 2 players. No, on or boy or 4 mumfion. Unya player or number 10 or the pass never to let you. I'm a over fan one him. I agree with you. Okay, no, baby, you know.
Yeah.
Met was it.
But attack the ball, but say not the leading attacker ni move call writer. Who defender no? Who a turn between the unko nipa no and now space no dey ba no. Close that space no. In just another dream sa space ni so. The ball no ko attacker na den say. Na
den so
obesa 10
it's not easy. I want to make up.
Okay, Matthias. It's so general. Until Nuno Mendes are all stopping Lamine Yamal. The build up to the attacking play won't say on one. Sao say the second goal for PSG. Ashraf Hakimi. And the Sam making sure say general. This is Ashraf Hakimi again. Until they bring me a PSG for the ball and do any mono. And yet any of the attackers. And they also connect the ball. No. The player that is supposed to connect the ball to the final striker should be a fullback. That was the system of Luis Enrique. Anytime be a ball no more bono. So we do any move and your Fabian Ruiz and your Vintina. But the 2 fullbacks no. I'm gonna make sure say PSG will score. And what we had last year Champions League in the way a repeating honsa. Every BI should be Ashraf Hakimi. Every BI should be Ashraf Hakimi. And to so the FIFA Club World Cup finals now. Hakimi was off, Nuno Mendes off, and until I tell you Michel. In Tienra, Barca and Timmy antidote to the 2 fullbacks. It was the reason why they lost it. And Sergio, clearly, Barca he answers within the team. Because me who say Hans Flex Sergio was set back at the and you this is the social Barca games and this last season they were just dominant. No only competitor in the La Liga. But to watch them against Levante, show more against Real Vallecano, show more against Real Sociedad. It is either say Barca be confirm, no ma ba beti, Barca be confirm, no ma ba beti. And Sergio, and no PSG for San Catri Obia Mobia will say Champions League, no Obia ne careful. It is early days yet, I agree. Group stage there, Sergio won't team funny BBA. But say group stage now, so why you know who won't team free. But in the absence of these players, and no, I'm imagine a fit Dembele, a fit Duzare Doué, a fit Kvaratskhelia against this Barcelona backline. And kay funeral a year on Ankabisi. A funeral kay and General Daniel Omo also disappointed a lot of people. Or today at the currency of Fermin Lopez, Bob born a 10. Because born now unya and a ball also the 2 net. And also Uncle Body Boni. Panty General PSG and almost show class. But no boy no show class. And you give everything to Luis Enrique, General.
Well, the people break Kasafa Honsuye, Lamine Yamal, Nuno Mendes. Looking at Lamine's attitude yesterday, I think the guy is too arrogant and only plays to impress fans. He needs advice because the hype is too much. Frank, if you go more potent and Ebre, you share Lamine Yamal and in Nuno Mendes.
Okay. First 10 minutes was Lamine Yamal. And one was maybe of Jan Quampe baby grammar and Nijana wa maybe. And you know what? Lamine to the fans and one who's at them just after this one. And one who could not fans and Obianye the day. Said you, one Timia, me who say lose concentration. And so here before this game, no Akasa Pao. Why your announcement is our ba Obian shed a name for this particular game. And who say Nuno Mendes the passer in the League of Nations, no? UEFA Nations League finals, no? Or any passer. And this was a revenge for Lamine Yamal. And in the first 10 minutes, clearly, Oshakwan or David Vintina Mufas or Baby Oja, Nuno Mendes or Quem, Emanetana in the first half. But after that, you know, after that, and one word to be built. And a guy in a recover. And so, the second half now. Time on your yellow card, you know. We are Bradley Bakula Vintina, we know John Fremno. Who say experienced manager, or who said Nuno Mendes and yellow card. And what did Lucas Hernandez buy? And Lucas Hernandez said, "Oh, injuries. On no young boy, master cratcher, Nuno Mendes, or only a fitter, Unimponim boy. And what do on no back Nuno Mendes, no pushing Nuno Mendes to number 11. That was the end of Lamine Yamal.
Who's attitude now, Frank? can was no go more potent.
You know, arrogance na two things in football.
Also, he's becoming arrogant.
Okay, two things in football. If you want to play like Neymar, if you want to play like Ronaldo, if you want to play like that players almost our level, then you have to be arrogant on the field of play. Also, you're arrogant on the field of play. And I know that's a Franco kind of myself. The amount as a German team, I was in the BNO. Born or more born, in Bob, but who's will be at their job. And you know, Lamia Mausa, so percent penny for no your word you will be idea. There was so thin who the on the field of play, that's how you call it. But said you, Sauber media space now be Casa now be Yede de Bebreba. Now you're the born necessary now want me and dear. Or Mombecasa, we are arrogant, no Mudika. But said you on the field of play. Free kick was all cover. Penalty no cream. What they throw Mr. Ball winning ball abo. So sometimes if you want to be a star, if you want to be at that level, say you free kick your boy. The man who free kick, you know.
Yes, I know.
Lamin said you.
He miskicked it.
Said you. Lamin Yamal. When Barca wanted to renew his contract, also a penalty, up a free kick. One of the Barca matches penalty by on a boy. Now Rafinha and the boy on the crime man. Inti ono who at that level and said you can raise concerns about anything. Ballon d'Or is the second best. Inti obviously he's up there in terms of the modern day football now. Inti sani man of person said you.
To man show pitch.
And when American say ukoye de na ye Saudi obi abesere.
Okay.
Ukoye de na ye Saudi ya we show with Ronaldo. Ronaldo lose much ada okobo penalty said you. Social media no 24 hours it was Ronaldo. Inti so ukoye de na ye Saudi but you know footballer there, I was say Casa no man is there do a pitch and so because I know and I do beko.
Lamal is not arrogant. Alpha players are like that. He's in a league of his own and he knows it. Okay, therefore, and so they about no.
So you are confirmed so arrogant.
Who say?
You are confirmed so arrogant.
We. I didn't know I was so arrogant.
You can yes I know better.
Maybe.
Jonathan can be so pushy.
Pushy, but. Lamine is not arrogant. Alpha players are like that. He's in a league of his own and he knows it.
Which players are like that? This is how person watching. Was Rango? Is that what he's confirming?
One or also can see.
Maybe there's some only disagree with the arrogance on the field. Maybe confirm arrogance.
Okay.
And also those players are like that. Say no one kind. So he's confirming it.
Players now what's our class?
Yes, yes. Indeed, he's confirming it.
Yes, confirm what you said.
Yes.
Okay.
Indeed, just arrogant.
Oh, arrogant?
That is what I said. If you want to be on the field of play, Sana was all here.
Okay.
And all cats Sana make him. To his confirming it.
All right.
Look, you see, Andy, arrogance, no. You can have it as a negative connotation. So you can also be arrogant, like any depa or Yahumaso. But the who can be some say like Esauju Hudi.
And that is
what now for be.
Yes.
Oh, Esauju Hudi. Your friend of positive self-concept. What you would say be able to my so we are not say life goes on. But arrogant is a umwadi on phobia. I don't think say umwadi
football more arrogance.
So yeah, different from arrogance.
But the bar first no. Me sure said the whole can no person.
Now don't bar first they no arrogance so oh yeah umwadi.
Oh yeah homaso.
Okay.
The first speaker
affected the football.
Okay, Matthew.
Okay, into my room. I'm for church my drink and credifa discussions now more you know. El Clasico is much important or more important for Barcelona than winning the UEFA Champions League. El Clasico is big achievement for Barcelona, and there's an upcoming El Clasico, so no wonder. So let Franco, let Andy Kerm add that one too. Bone Shaker, aka Suho, I've say number 2 anyway. Abba, is it true? Say Clasico that Barcelona, and Hona Barcelona.
Barcelona maybe or many pa is to make sure say 10 years in the Champions League that they want to win it. The attention is not on Clasico, and in any case, Clasico last 2 seasons, Real Madrid share Barcelona 3 times. Almost in the last season, and Barca be winners. It is not as if Barca attention or Clasico song. They want to win the Champions League.
Here other matches no and so kakra. Reverend Clifford Chamber for anyway, if you America mem and so about so it's not much of pressure but mentality. Onu ko hwe rangics coach we also aya fa some ya ho or coach no. Also Andy, it's hard to disagree with Paul, okay, at United. Rashford strolled like he owned the place. At Barca, he's sprinting like rents do. That's what comfort does. United was a holiday camp for a lot of talents. Glad that culture is dying. Okay. Nti na rangics is my all canon.
The all canon so only be adwi.
Okay.
Ebi ohonoma environment need to me fun motivation class or the be training something else. Ubeka Rashford pre-season ni training bi a o ya no de beto oni ade. And no, I think at a point in time, maybe throw a platform so I'm who say Tony Susu de Abetro say Rashford is on fire. Who team say oh yeah now poised to do something. And today na Odemaye United latter part no na the motivation in the BBR form. So I agree. Back to the biggest game yesterday. Paris Saint-Germain against Barcelona. You know, yes, and now me catch around this me feel that team no PSG team near depleted. But bro, for no munyaka so be a doubtful chances so be boy high. So I was quite sure say Vitinha and then Fabian Ruiz will play. But then the other guy João Neves couldn't play. But General again, and I said say on front three no Kvaratskhelia, Dembele and Desire Due honoma me sure so Barcelona. But in the absence of those guys, it's going to be difficult for PSG. You know, as I say, PSG starting 11 now. And the oldest among their front three is 23-year-old Bradley Bakula. 23-year-old Bradley Bakula is the oldest among front three now. Barcelona. This boy, Sani Mayulu, is just 19 years. And then Ibrahim Mbaye is 17 years. 17-year-old, 19 and 23. These were the boys that normally the PSG attack. And it's not like Omo Yankwada, Omo both day in, day out. Apart from Bradley Bakola, or no first no boy, free say, decided to a basro, okope bench try, So clearly, but Barcelona, Nandi can Barcelona back four. General in the Premier League, this back four will be maybe Sunderland or Southampton. Barcelona back four. It's about for more money break. No more back four ni. Now the M1 say the experienced guys are put at the bench. I don't know say Omo former because Nkau Hema, Arojo and Christensen. And Nkaya the prime guys for Champions League night. Arojo, Christensen. But then Jules Conde probably is the most experienced among the back four. Eric Garcia, Kubasi, and Gerard Martin. These are guys in most teams a lower table team defenders. And luckily they met relatively inexperienced attack from PSG. But General, the game itself, I think say gradually Nuno Mendes Nisunsum to Lami Yamal so. Nyasa otaka on jibon nko safa ball no ba betwetwe no. Nuno Mendes abe dribble Lami Yamal as had the ball no konenim. Enti tokwan Lami Yamal entimi. I agree with Andy, the first 10 minutes or so was for Yamal, but for the rest everything Nuno Mendes took over the battle. And it's not like only PSG only won. They outplayed Barcelona. If you take time and look at the statistics, 53 ball possession against 47. 17 shots on target, 17 shots as against 12. 7 on target as against 4. Almost all the attacking statistics were in favor of Paris Saint-Germain. In general, this is the first time in the history of Barcelona say Nikromo biaba mprensa na mprensa so nyina wabeche no. Mprensa so ni nyina 4-1 4-1 2-1. And this one is a depleted PSG side. And then yes Barca and the home baby Nkrofo ko show mo before the game na Barca caught 13 games at home. They've lost twice. Those twice in were handed to them by PSG. And only the third one, Akwakomomo. PSG from last season, actually, almost form no inside. Ntiandi kasa ye in the Champions League. You agree?
Yeah.
Some teams are when the Champions League ni bida. Omutimiba bejibako na akwa a flash in the pan or kotiada. But it doesn't look like what the Luis Enrique in the team ne no and one ebekoso. No. Last 5 games from in the Champions League, they've won all from last season, scoring as many as 14 goals, conceding just 2. As the trainer say, Luis Enrique has built something. How many teams any betman let it go the best goalkeeper in Europe in Donnarumma and still continue to be so competitive as they are? I think they are building something, General.
Goals non so Gianna or General G2, right? You ever say about 2 games?
G2.
Positive self concepts. Dr. Naro is really a genius. I'm always in love with your pundits. Andy comes in and Naro subtly irons out. Captain Chipo Dansuma Nakra, I don't know. I was sad when I saw Rasmus Hojlund scoring for Napoli last night. Ruben Amorim must go.
Sharp.
Barca, but was Barca's goal not an offside goal? Good morning, Sani Saliu. No goal, no saying.
And you're offside.
Yeah, it's offside goal.
Yeah.
Into Sani Saliu.
Maybe I rush for the pass in the 2 years.
Yeah.
But Nuno Mendes born yes, Franco was a red card.
No, yellow.
Second
one.
one.
Yellow back with that.
Yes.
So it was supposed to be a second yellow
card.
Nanka red.
And now Michael Oliver now I'm also winning.
Upon all the fantastic performance PSG gave us last season, Andy kept on saying they did that because they had fewer injuries. But yesterday, with our 5 key players, they beat Barcelona. Andy, what are you going to say now? All right. The friend Charles Tema.
Now last season, that's what I'm saying. This is a PSG at the Champions League. And I said last season, how much Barcelona? They didn't play Barcelona. And the fact they said last season, so our team no the boy now. They had a consistent team, and I was comparing it to their previous teams. Then I compare it to Barcelona or other teams. So the only PSG team normally the champions now. Compared it to the team that played in the Champions League final in Portugal. And then Ubehu said Kuzawa Epra, Echina Obo se Marquinhos ni ho. The next day Ubehu se Neymar ni ho. The next day Ubehu se Mbappe ni ho. The next day Ubehu se Marco Verratti ni ho. The next day Ubehu se Di Maria Epra. Go back and check the previous years now. No more top players, no more pre-plan. So I don't know what situation it here. But last season, from Donnarumma, Hakimi, Nuno Mendes, Marquinhos, and then William Pacho, the 3 midfield, the 3 attack. When they play Chelsea in the final, one of Pacho Amobi, you know, when they play Chelsea in the final, Pacho Amobi, Lucas Berardo never boy, he couldn't fool the boot. In the previous years, Adiaba Kone how Mopa Baku English. But this team, you know, how much did the Champions League, they've been consistent. In any case, I don't think this PSG is setting on the ball now. Franco, share other teams are this attack you struggle, said you. So this attack we are about in the Champions League, you struggle. See, no, na make us say, what do you compare previous years now? Obos and Indies how much compared to this?
Okay, Emreneko, Arsenal. And so as Olympiacos 2-0 said no more experience on betting national. But Man City in Monaco, no one say bad draw.
You know, 2-2. City in Monaco is almost a history view. When Pep started, I'll buy England. No, says season no beer would GDS say Pep will betting ABB. It was a team of Thiago Bakayoko, Fabinho, Kylian Mbappe, Bernardo Silva. And omu be yi Pep Guardiola film 5-3
and Falcao
and omu yi omu film and you know French teams don't have Pep pow Obia Saka Lyon there no that was a game everybody thought say Man City be con Lyon you know Man City 3 and say yo Monaco mono omu were talented players and so omu team na hwe omu 3 back no Mohamed Salisu experience Tiro Kera abo German national team abo Paris Saint-Germain. and I said you order to her. Now also Ben or more the likes of Venderson. Venderson is the right back for the Brazilian national team. Were very, very good. Said you. You talk about Jonathan Teze, you talk about Mamadou Koulibaly, a lot of Florent Balagun, more Ansu Fati. Into also players and more Kwakisiemna, Anye, no more Kakra, and almost our talented players around. Creeping in the other is part of this particular team. It's no minimum Man City was low, but at least said you Monaco your team at any time almost share City no more money or mobile, and they were playing at home, so it was obvious. But said you Ellen Haaland go ne dear Abrante or class.
Yeah.
Baby free Baba Bob on the fair keeper. Ellen Haaland is underrated. The number of goals are also Champions League. No, what the goals are? Watch your champions now compare the match. Not even Cristiano will offer you those goals. Into for me, he is underrated.
Only Real Madrid can stop this PSG side. Just like we did. Just like we did when Man City looked like no one could stop them in Europe. Jake Takradi.
But Andy, you can't talk about the Monaco game without talking about Salisu. I think Salisu was quite okay. He wasn't the best amongst the three back, but I think I was a bit impressed. He kept Bernardo Silva silent, and for us to talk about City versus Monaco and Salisu is in, I think it's positive for the Black Stars.
Very, very positive.
Omo back three, experienced boys who Kera and then
Eric Dyer.
Eric Dyer was able to be seen to them. Yes. Look at how he Dyer from Bayern Munich to Monaco. And I think he was so influential. He was about the leader. Okay. And I think that they did well. I was so glad for Salisu playing at that level against
him. The only mistake was that they were training Haaland free actually, but it was on his blind side.
Yes.
Because Haaland standing on one defender and free actually.
On his face.
So it was at the blind side.
Movement. What do you mean that way?
Apart from the second goal.
Okay.
The second goal.
Wait there, on team. You blame the first two players.
Yes.
And the goalkeeper as well.
The second goal.
First two and the goalkeeper as well. On my second goal. But with this at this level.
Yes.
So player now champion positive for them.
Dog, I think Pogba be team where every team now.
Let's hope he come.
And even Kamara so a doubtful Kakanti.
Yes. I mean.
Yes. And they have some couple of good talents.
They also could blame one.
Who's that baby?
Second goal.
No, different defenders who free actually. And a big
blind side.
Just at the blind side.
And my good friend was there, Crefton Diatta.
Yeah.
Nuno Mendes won the man of the match, but in my opinion, it should have gone to Zabani. What a signing from Bournemouth. Man United, Sai, Rudy, Seattle, New Jersey, America, man. And so, okay.
Man U.
Champions League, Man U Mobi. And so many can see the Pia Man U.
Man U play back off ways or more enough.
Musu Mupiara Muhaji.
Conference League.
Mendes is on top of Yamal. Though Yamal is a good player, but I promise you, anytime they meet, Mendes will come on top. Emmanuel Techiman Asui. Anyway, and so Ebre. Oh, Bob watching, and so Amayensa. I disagree with Andy. When PSG were on form with all the world-class players, they couldn't win the Champions League trophy. I think teamwork and cohesiveness is working magic for PSG, not top-notch players. Oh, Bob watching, so I didn't tell you about. I don't know. It'll be here na Yakuya Nimkakra, but Athletic Club. Almost only forward Dortmund. That's a king.
Bilbao now.
Bilbao.
So OTT players are.
Yeah.
Who do you team ne kwa? Who they call baby OTT players pa? Into your home discipline. And so after the recent Borussia Dortmund, I said, oh, they don't struggle against me no so. They struggle against only the big boys. Dortmund until both are one of my Champions League final. The last season, she group and them. Newcastle United, Paris Saint-Germain, she baby or Mudru. And he said, "Yo, Dortmund there, Bilbao, Danny Vivian, and that's how I said. Nico Williams na ke mo ne Danny Vivian no United say mo say yo o mo the Champions League play
Kevin De Bruyne say Haaland is just at the same level as Erling Haaland. Or say Haaland is at the level of because Enrano.
Yes, how we created the chance.
Yeah, if you watch the game involving Napoli and Sporting, the difference was Haaland.
Yeah.
Because I think Sporting even outplayed Napoli. But the two chances are Kevin De Bruyne and the man in Naro. He finished it. And me assure that De Bruyne can't ask him because a Juma na all year no Man City. Now Erling Haaland and man several assists because we a playmaker. Who the ball to attack or no and shot assist. But for what Haaland did yesterday, Kevin De Bruyne had 2 assists and just 2 chances. The guys finished it. And then I may be arguing almost say it'd be United, but I think we have already explained that one. Yes.
So I think we should be fair to Lamine Yamal. I think he was okay in this game. He wasn't that bad as you've made it look like. His passes and everything were on point. It's just a final conversion. Barcelona's selection was a bit weak. No. All right. So about say be Kerm, I put some of the film Caribbean and local source no. They Abramoa.
If for no person Karabakh from Azerbaijan.
Okay.
After match day 2, Karabakh with 6 points. Wako akoshe Benfica. 3-2 Benfica home.
Yeah.
And then Rawasa Tenefi Ashe. Into 6 teams after match day 2.
Almost
6 points. No. A certain Karabakh. It can be. How far they can progress is yet to be known. But I think for now they've done well.
All right, but message of the day, if we set and price, message of the day.
Okay. When you say it's message of the day, then it's special.
Yeah, a special message. Okay.
Madam, you have our ears.
Beating PSG is not for everyone. We are Chelsea, the world champions. Beating PSG is not for everyone.
Real Madrid J4.
We are Chelsea,
Barcelona J2.
world champions.
Arsenal J3.
Bayern G2.
Bayern J. And it takes something special to beat them. And it's Chelsea.
Yes.
And you know,
this is the message of the day. Seth and what doctors and nurses no more price General Hospital. What throw pop.
Beating PSG is not for.
It's not for everyone.
A reserve of respect.
We are Chelsea, the world champions.
Empire and some say she beam. No matter show.
Yeah, go woman in my you go to the
only said Kakawa now push your manager. Yeah, the fire tamuchi.
Yeah.
So you na Karabakh na dog e kan wasem. And one Ghanaian scored for them.
Okay.
Emmanuel Ade. Ono say one no La Liga 2.
Okay.
Na on the one of the La Liga 2 sides no. Ena okọ hono. Say you okoba e be he eno one CAF Champions League game baso in Rwanda, APRFC against African champions Meka Pyramids FC, and Pyramids won by 2-0. So you okoba him, and of course World Youth Championship no. Eno Morocco shock me.
Under 20.
Yes, under 20. So you Morocco shock me.
Okay.
My mom had a chance against Brazil.
Brazil?
Yes, my mom would
beating almighty Brazil.
Yes, my mom would have chance.
Morocco, my project.
Yes.
Project
Yeah. So you they really shocked me. Much Brazil. So say you.
I think earlier on no match Spain.
Yeah, much Spain 2-0. That's the first game.
Okay. Spain, yes,
Brazil. Yes. There's more secure, more point.
Okay.
More secure, more sport to the next stage. I come last game against Mexico, Mobebo, which is the last group game. And no, I can't say you.
Now then, it is if you quite away.
Yeah, Coach Tunde Sani. Say you. Omo aslash Naketia by half.
How?
What kind of contract or no team design?
And I said, you almost a man 3 matches ultimate. Say on saving the job because almost a recent poor results.
Our contract on the team design.
The salary no much you matter for.
Yeah, too far good any farmer.
Why?
recent poor results abeba
it na me bu say contract no on the science
coach timinya contract na
the results am I to ko aketua
so you say a lot of contract they depending on parties you know ade am be gia
the results in start mo mbesa tumana
say almost am in 3 matches
on finance hunu
on fan
na nya kwa no mzo ni certificate
on say doc
ni di team sheet so
Nigeria na nkasa me coach ba ko o say over 10 years o munye calf line 6 coaching course cra.
Okay.
Also, we call no there are
those got to come boy. No, you know, any team she so as head coach.
So the job come back and of course.
Clement Oman FM. Also, PSG story is a clear definition of a football there and one coach. Football there and one any coach. Yes. Football there and one any coach. The team be a team. Ne fado do no agina coach no so wow
and a coach bobo tactical change now or the Lucas Hernandez by say you that completely change everything afa ya Manu Mendes say onko ne na medimon so now say only defensive duty because Elami Yamal ba esan say Nuno it was first yellow e bia omusuro say na second yellow aba na mana akwa red card and one they close Yamal and one no so now Nuno has the chance to breathe because he escape for betting as actually.
All right.